What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Foxley, joined today by Fire as my co-caster. This is the grand finals of Aeon League.
To this point, there had to be quite a lot of good names coming up into the match as well. Aeon was able to actually take a match from White Rabbit Gaming, so it seems like both these teams really have quite a big expectation from them in order to give us sort of the competitive edge that we are looking for in the finals right now. It's going to come down to exactly what they draft for themselves. Both these teams kind of want to go for a bit more early game, sometimes even a bit more team fight than we've seen from most other drafts who do prefer sort of a straightforward push lineup or even a split push lineup. So it's going to be interesting to see what they pull off in this game number one.
Yeah, it's really the battle. Yeah, it really... Okay, it seems like my mic's not working. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello. Can you hear me now? What's up?
Alright, can you hear me fine now?
I can hear you in-game, but now mine's not working in-game. Like, see when I'm talking now? And also, it seems like my game crashed. Did your game crash?
It seems like it. Yeah, the timer stopped on 1:37.
Okay, that's the problem.
Do you want to just tell the teams to remake Robin?
Okay. Well, at least we found the problem.
Okay, so are we recreating?
Yeah, I'll recreate it now. Do you remember who got first pick? And who got what side?
So they need to swap between Radiant and Dire right now, and it was White Rabbit Gaming with first pick because they had the Radiant had first pick.
Okay.
They just banned out the Tusker, so it's not that bad. You can just say swap teams, right? Isn't there a button for it?
That's true. There's a balanced shuffle button.
Yeah. No.
Okay, it seems like it is correct now.
Okay, good.
First pick for Dyer.
Alright.
Okay, hopefully it doesn't crash again. Narrator, do the intro again.
Yeah, you can start off.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Foxley, joined today by Fire. This is the grand finals of Aeon League, White Rabbit Gaming versus OG Origin.
Yeah, it's definitely been an interesting series so far. Just get for both these teams just to get to this point. It's been an exciting league just from the get-go, seeing a lot of teams pushing their hardest to get here. But Omnius and White Rabbit Gaming proving to be having the upper hand for in terms of from the bracket stages all the way up until where they are now. White Rabbit Gaming obviously having a bit of a I wouldn't want to say an easier leg coming into it, but being in the upper bracket, it really does mean a lot for them. So Ogre Magi and Tuskar being the first bans, both these teams sort of banning out those hard, not only first blood, but big in the laning phase.
Yeah, and White Rabbit Gaming has only lost a single map this entire tournament. Further than that, it was complete clean swipe, and I do believe it's the same case for OG Origin. So really the battle of the titans here as they finally face off.
They finally get their chance to prove themselves against each other. So I just hope that from the experience they've got, that they've sort of done their research on each other. It does look like it with the ban on the, because Bounty Hunter is not a hero that's been doing too well in the laning phase now. However, they did ban out the Slaughter, but there is still the Shadow Demon a big hero, Enchantress a big hero in the meta right now, as well as a hero that did a lot in the sort of group stages leading up now, was still the Night Stalker for the Aeon League, but he's not being picked up too much in this last segment. So.
And of course, White Rabbit Gaming does take the Grimstroke first pick. It has been said every time they don't ban it, White Rabbit Gaming will pick it. Oracle with the second pick.
Grimstroke is just one of the heroes that, from a support perspective, it's not a hero that falls off at some point or doesn't get a job done, or just, he does his job and it's over. Like, Grimstroke is one of the heroes that's good from the get-go. You got the Stroke of Fate in the beginning that does a lot of damage. You do have his ultimate that does big damage in team fights, and once you get those single targets and stuff off, he just helps you to snowball and get across the line when you start initiate team fights and so forth. So Darkwiller being picked up next for Omnius. Omnius definitely saying they want to have more of a control in their team fights, and they want to be able to see the stuff, the team fight coming, and be able to play around with whoever they target and so forth. So White Rabbit Gaming having a bit more team fight focused in terms of they just want to protect their team, and Omnius saying we want to be able to control the team fight. So we'll have to see what they ban out next.
And these two teams, Ominous Gaming and White Rabbit Gaming, is the only two teams in the playoffs to actually pick Bounty Hunter. And it's a very interesting hero because you can basically lose most of your fights and still come out ahead in the net worth.
because of the track. So it means a lot for it means a lot for your team, especially in the beginning. But it still feels like late game Bounty Hunter's not doing as much. But it mostly comes down to the laning phase. Laning phase, Bounty Hunter, a Sentry Ward or whatever makes the difference between him being able to do his job, which is be able to deny farm from the carry or any core that he's facing, versus him having to go somewhere else and having to heal the whole time.
And that's an Underlord pick, so it will more than likely be Underlord versus Bounty Hunter matchup. Underlord is a very good hero against the Bounty Hunter with his harassment in lane. Also quite tanky and definitely not as easy to kill.
But does this mean we'll see him move into the position 4 so that the Bounty Hunter can play against the Radiant carry in the offlane? I mean, it makes sense. Like Juggernaut and Dark Willow can do very good in the lane that they have, in terms of the
Sorry man, I'm quickly muting the sound. What's exactly wrong with the balance between me and my co-caster? Am I a lot louder, or what's the issue?
For their core pickup, in which case Bounty Hunter does really good. Any melee carry, but Bounty Hunter will probably do good. And Faceless Void is one of them as well. Until he gets the level 6, he does have the stun, he does do a lot of damage with the stun as well. So again, Bounty Hunter not too favored, but as long as he can just steal the gold away from the Faceless Void, he is doing his job, and he can do it against something like the Faceless Void as long as he dodges the Oracle and Grimstroke. But that is hoping that White Rabbit Gaming don't go with the tri-lane as well.
And on the side of White Rabbit Gaming, they aren't sure what OG Origin is going to do with this Bounty Hunter, which means like there is a very big mental game between which heroes are going to be in which lanes now. And I do think Ominous Gaming do actually show their hand now as they pick the Rubik, which more than likely means it is going to be a pos 3 Bounty Hunter, except if the Dark Willow is mid or something.
That's probably your biggest argument right now. Dark Willow could have gone mid if it was a patch or two ago, but right now, no, I don't think so. I think the Dark Willow is in the safe lane with the Juggernaut. It makes a lot more sense.
Sorry man, I'm quickly muting the sound. What's exactly wrong with the balance between me and my co-caster? Am I a lot louder, or what's the issue? Hello. Okay, sorry if I didn't answer anything you said there. I was just quickly busy with some technical difficulties. And it's the last pick Invoker for Ominous Gaming, so a lot of confidence coming through from the side of OG. As they do pick that Invoker, which is not necessarily as meta. It's just you pick it when you have a really good Invoker player, as far as I know. The Invoker also, with my experience as playing Invoker quite a bit, I'm not a pro though, it is a slightly Alchemist favor matchup, simply because Alchemist does have that potential to stack the camps and farm jungle as well. So the lane itself is pretty even, but the Alchemist will always come ahead quite far if both players are equally good. And White Rabbit Gaming immediately using the Smoke of the Sea to get an aggressive ward here in the middle lane. So that's well played from Alchemist. And it seems like OG will not be able to spot that ward out. Bounty Hunter already harassing B quite a bit. Faceless Void is forced to use his Time Walk now. Rubik will get stunned, which will ensure that he does not steal the enemy's rune. Top lane, very aggressive onto the Juggernaut now. Underlord dropping pretty low as well, as both teams are going to trade damage there. That was definitely worth it for White Rabbit Gaming, that top harassment though, since Underlord has way more regeneration items than that Juggernaut, and they'll take that any day. Top lane, Underlord dropping pretty low. The magic resistance from Oracle is gonna come through. Jappa now does have to use that salve, and very good harassment from the side of OG Origin, almost getting the first blood. Yeah, and it's a very interesting matchup because they kind of counter each other in a sense. It's just who counters the other one more. But Juggernaut dropping pretty low, he doesn't have his healing ward leveled. Top lane, harassment does come through onto the Oracle, but it is the Oracle and not the Underlord, so dropping the support pretty low, not meaning as much. And middle lane, you can see it definitely is an Alchemist favored matchup, as both these players are very good at their Euros, but Alchemist is winning it pretty far. First blood for the Bounty Hunter onto B. Now, Faceless Void wants to be aggressive as well, but he's just gonna get his money stolen, so first blood and some Janata gold for the bounty hunter in the bottom lane. And look how deep Reaper is there. Bottom lane B dropping pretty low. That's a bash onto Unique's Rubik. Another bash, 2 bashes for the Faceless Void. Extremely lucky, a 16% chance, as it seems like that is going to be enough damage for B to get the final hit with that Stroke of Fate. Gambino now wanting to punish B for their aggression. B is going to drop pretty low, but that's Gambino falling back for now. And now it might be another kill for this bottom lane of WRG. They do get both kills. Well played, WRG. As that's a very big swing for them in that lane, which wasn't going so well before that point, but that's a very good swing. Top lane, Bramble Maze onto Reaper. Reaper does manage to dodge it out though, and was almost very scary for that Oracle. If he didn't dodge it, it would have probably been dead. Middle lane 6-6 trying to get some harassment off onto Petunia, but Faceless Void in the bottom lane with that Sentry Ward is going to get a bash off onto the Bounty Hunter. Top lane, all these lanes are being really aggressive at the moment. Chronosphere in the bottom lane. They want to kill off this Rubik. Rubik still has quite a bit of HP, but the Ink Swell is going to mean they do get the stun off onto Rubik. Now Bounty Hunter is silenced, does have his invisibility off of cooldown, so should be able to escape here. Still pretty big Chronosphere, forcing that kill onto the Rubik, and definitely worth it for the Faceless Void. Yeah, now 3 euros for the side of Origin in this top lane. Crown onto Oracle, but they turn towards Japa's Underlord, and Underlord will be able to queue up his TP for now. It is going to be cancelled by the Rubik. Now Japa turns onto the Dark Willow. Dark Willow dropping pretty low. One more hit should be enough to kill him, and that's a kill onto Dark Willow. Re-engaged there from WG in a 3v2. Somehow they managed to get the kill. Sunstrike does come through. It does hit onto Japa. Very good Sunstrike, and now Reaper's dropping pretty low. The Juggernaut's rotation, exactly what Origin needed there to get both kills. WG wants to get the skill onto Gambino in the bottom lane. It's gonna get dusted up, and that's a jump forward from the Faceless Void. Inkswell as well will stun the Bounty Hunter, and that's a kill for WG. Very good rotation from B on that pause for Grimstroke. Yeah, and look in this top lane, Vox taking the experience from Precious Petunia as well as spotting out that he is farming this camp here. And Vox seems like he wants to do something weird here as Precious Petunia does spot him out. Not exactly sure what the plan is here. Oh, he actually doesn't spot him out. I'm not sure what that is, to be honest. Middle lane Invoker gets the kill onto the Oracle with that Tornado Cold Snap combo. Sorry. So Vox just being very cheeky there, pretty much. Yeah, bottom lane B is gonna get killed there by Unique. The burst there from the Shuriken Toss and the Rubik Shock is enough to kill him, and B doesn't expect it. And that, if I'm not mistaken, is track gold for the Bounty Hunter. I think, not sure. And that must have also been barely enough damage. It didn't look to me like that's gonna be a kill, but it was a kill, and B does fall. WG pressuring this bottom lane. This is a rotation in from Vox on the Dark Willow. Crown on Faceless Void as well, but perfect timing for that Fortune's End as Void will be able to escape. B does fall. Huge Chronosphere onto 3 with the ultimate from Grimstroke, but no damage is here as the side of Origin still want to chase. And the Rubik does do quite a lot of damage with that Stroke of Fate. Oracle trying his best to escape here with his ultimate. Somehow Faceless Void survives there. Oracle still alive for the time being. Origin still want to chase here. They really want this kill onto the Oracle. They've committed quite a bit for this, and now they're diving. The Grimstroke already respawned, and he's TPing in with the Stroke of Fate, doing a little bit of damage. Not going to be something too detrimental though. And not exactly sure. I think that's a good fight for Origin. Top lane, Juggernaut silenced up, is pretty low as well. It seems like Jappa wants to aggress, but it's not going to be a kill. But now Reaper, Sunstrike onto the Oracle, and that's another kill with the track for the side of OG Origin. Sunstrike not even needed there as Bounty Hunter does get the kill, which means even more gold stolen. Yeah, it's a very, very fight-orientated build for Origin. And now Jappa, he knows Bounty Hunter's here, but he is playing pretty aggressively. It is because he does have his Dark Rift, and he knows that will be enough for him to survive, as well to get some farm there in the top lane. So actually well played there from the Underlord, knowing they can't kill him, and using it to get some extra farm. And TP's right back into the lane. Bottom lane, it seems like this Faceless Void is going to use the Chronosphere onto the Invoker, and that's a very easy kill for the side of White Rabbit Gaming. Middle lane, Alchemist, blink onto the Rubik. Rubik just wanting to get some farm here, but it seems like he's gonna get lifted. The steal from the Chemical Rage will mean that Rubik is going to survive a little bit longer here. Duke into the Roche, but out of the Roche, but trying his best to survive here. And for the time being, it's still working. That regeneration from the Chemical Rage making quite a lot of space, as the Alchemist does get the kill in the end there. But the Rubik survives a lot longer than he should have. Dark Willow behind them, Bramble Maze onto 2. Seems like Grimstrike does drop pretty low. Omni Slash is used by the Juggernaut. Very good ult by Oracle. And that Oracle ultimate with the Underlord ultimate combo saving B and assuring that that rotation from Origin is just useless at the end of the day. Just force out an ultimate pretty much.
Going to be looking to get out. They'll probably just be moving away, but you know, at that stage you probably just throw the terrorize and miss on the and try and miss the Underlord, because then you'll be able to catch someone out. I think the reaction from Dark Willow is to just
middle lane, Tornado onto 3 combo onto the Underlord, but this Underlord is so tanky with his pipe of insight.
Yeah, again, Pipe of Insight, probably going to look to build the Crimson Guard next, if not the Assault Cuirass for himself or his team, and Petunia actually queuing up the stun down bottom. Going to stun himself.
And Rubin getting
Unstable Concoction.
the Duke there in the end. Sunstrike onto the Alchemist, and that's a return. I mean, that's just the kill for the side of OG Origin. Not exactly the plan there for the Alchemist.
I'm also not too sure what he was doing in that position. Maybe WRG wanted to move on to...
Invoker combo onto Grimstroke in the middle lane, as well as the stun from the Rubik will be a very easy kill onto B.
Because they have the Unstable Concoction from the Rubik, getting 2 kills off of it is insane already. Like... and not only is it a good spell to steal, it's the perfect spell for anti-push and for getting the pick-off, which they did both very well with the team that with the 2 pick-offs that they got. You know, it wasn't just meager pick-offs either. It's B and an Alchemist that's sitting at 16k net worth as well, and they get the middle tower.
But now they do want to aggress onto Invoker. Invoker does use the defensive Tornado for now, but that is a kill for the side of White Rabbit Gaming. Invoker will be happy with that, as he does get the tower though in the middle lane.
Yeah, again, they did get a lot of objectives. Being under the Sentry Ward was a bit unfortunate for him, but nonetheless, it has been...
Precious Petunia stun onto the Dark Willow in the middle lane, as well as the Inkswan now will mean that's a very easy kill for the side of WG. Dark Willow not expecting the entire side of WG to still be there.
Yeah, the Purifying Flame again doing a lot of damage, and it does that bit of extra if you have the Radiance to ensure the kill, especially on something as squishy as a Dark Willow. So Dark Willow and Rubik know that they have to sort of position themselves a lot better as soon as the team fights start. They'll probably look to get an Omni Slash now from Omnius, and the Dark
Oh, and look at that timing.
Just want to take down the tower.
Has fallen.
How does the Tornado work with the Underlord ultimate, by the way? If they were all tornadoed there, would they have stayed or what?
I think it keeps them there, but the Underlord definitely TPs. I haven't ever seen a scenario where I think it happens the same as with the Yule Scepter, right? So if you use yourself up in the ult, then you don't get taken with as long as you're in the air.
Oh wow,
Kind of
that could have been pretty big for Origin there. Jappa, bottom lane, Gambino does find him out here, but the Oracle is there to save him.
Yeah, they need to get the Spirit Vessel up. If they plan on going on Jappa, they need to make sure that they do damage. And even if they do have it up, you're still doing magic damage. And he has the Pipe of Insight. But it just helps for that extra bit of regen that it's not coming through. Because Shiva's Guard is going to be the next item for the Underlord, actually.
Yeah, the Shivas, that armor with the magic resistance is just gonna be insane. This Underlord's gonna be impossible to kill, and he'll get his Dark Rift off every single fight. Bottom now, it seems like WG does walk up onto the high ground. Look at the confidence from this Underlord, just walking onto the high ground of OG Origin. And now Jappa, still being aggressive onto the Rubik. They do play a little bit of cat and mouse as they kite quite a bit here. Gambino now running into 4 euros there. That's going to be an easy kill onto the Bounty Hunter. Being a little bit desperate there on the Bounty Hunter, I'd say, as he does run straight into 3 euros there.
Yeah, he wasn't expecting all 4 of them to be there. Precious Petunia, however, is moving to get the farm up because TXT was taking the tower, and they'll probably, if your Omnius, just drop this tier 2 tower down bottom. Alchemist will force this Juggernaut to back, but now they have to start defending a tower. Tornado comes out down bottom. Bramble Maid is going to be used as well. Oracle has to use this False Promise.
And now the Omni Slash onto the Underlord, but Underlord's just going to be able to escape so easily with his Dark Rift. They do at least get the kill onto Reaper though, but still the side of WG gets a tier 2 tower, and the only thing they lose for it is an Oracle. More than worth it for the side of WG. That ultimate for Underlord proving to be quite strong, and WG are very synchronized in order to use it in such a effective manner.
Yeah, they definitely know how to utilize it for themselves, but it seems like if they decided that Faceless Void needs to fight there and he used the Chronosphere, he obviously wants to get his BKB up now, but if they saw the Tornado not just missing past, skipping past a few heroes, and then they decide to turn and fight, they probably would have taken the fight just with the Faceless Void alone because of that Mjolnir that he has and the Chronosphere. If he was able to lock down 2 supports or even just a 1 along with the Invoker, they probably could have gone high ground with it.
Yeah, and WG just pressuring the towers a lot more bottom lane. Bottom lane on the Rubik.
They're doing a lot of damage. They actually are looking for the Rubik. The Unstable Concoction is still being stolen here from him, but he will fall. The Firestorm is there. Precious Petunia does have the Radiance up as well, so taking way too much damage. Assault Chorus actually being picked up by Precious Petunia. He's not going for like the Manta style or the average push build that we see, or I assumed they needed from him. So Underlord actually has the Lotus Orb for himself.
Yeah, this is so typical.
Because you're only facing up against Juggernaut. top lane. However, the tornado does come out. There is going to be the Sunstrike going to used as well, but Fate's Edict is there. Purified Flames, they actually turn now onto this Invoker. He is going to die just from the damage from Petunia alone. He does have the Chemical Rage on himself. Vox going to ward up, has to back out. Now, they have the Fortune's End, going to be thrown out onto Bounty Hunter, but he is just running too far. They cancel the TP as well. The top tower will just melt.
And Precious Petunia, this is so typical of White Rabbit Gaming, not going the builds that are in the meta, just going any build they feel is good. Yeah, definitely not the typical Alchemist build here. And that's a smoke from WOG. It seems like OG Origin will have to... I think they were spotted by OG Origin, the smoke from White Rabbit Gaming, and that means Origin will most likely know they are busy roshing. I mean, that was pretty obvious from WOG, almost a bait, I would say.
Yeah, but there's a lot of damage. You got the Firestorm doing damage, and you got Petunia in the Chemical Rage is doing damage, and then after that the Faceless Void did get the stuns off. He's getting stun after stun after stun. Tornado does come out, though it picks up 3 of them, but they've already picked up the Aegis of the Immortal. Juggernaut now, he is going to be caught up. We'll use the Mantis Style to try and escape, but there is going to be the Unstable Concoction, going to be used. Barrel May is going to try and save him, but it's not going to be enough. Juggernaut does go down.
Yeah, just very good execution there from the side of WRG. And it seems like they really wanted OG Origin. I might be crazy, but they wanted OG Origin to contest that Roche because they smoked right underneath their base. And Origin obviously saw it. They were just telling them, hey, we are gonna Roche. We don't think you can do anything about it. And they were right.
Yeah, basically... They wanted to force them because they knew that they could get the pick off. Once the damage is done, the Tornado is going to come out. Storm as well, but it's Fade Bolt. You're not going to do a lot. This Alchemist, the Chemical Rage, there's still no Spirit Vessel on either of side. On any hero of this dire side. They do, however, I mean, they have the Solar Crest, but you still need the Spirit Vessel if you're going up against the Alchemist, let alone that Underlord as well, and they are going to take down this first barracks.
Now the Chemical Rage is down, so WG will probably wait another 20 or so seconds. Alchemist does TP back to the middle lane for the time being, as they aren't going to take this fight without the Chemical Rage. Look at Vox though, top shrine.
They're just playing it safe. Vox top shrine, they do see Jabba, the Lotus Orb is still on there, the Chemical Rage is going to stun up this Invoker, and there's going to be the bit of Malice as well. Firestorm going to make sure that they get the kill on there. TXT, he is moving back, the Purifying Flames is going to hit first, now the Inkswell, they want to get the stun, they do actually get the stun. Terrorize, it comes out way too late, and now the Unstable Concoction going to turn onto this Dark Willow. They do use the Realm, he does look to move, but you're moving into the opposite direction, you're moving into the side of White Rabbit Gaming. Purifying Flames is going to be there, they're going to silence him up, there's going to be a track coming out onto Jappa, but it's just to see where he is, and this will probably be White Rabbit Gaming just pushing to end.
2 buybacks from the side of OG Origin. Yeah, and full confidence now from WOG.
Pushing down mid. Curse Crown going to be used first.
Bits of Malice though onto Rubik.
Ghost Scepter going to be used to take him out of there. Will lift up this Faceless Void. Not going to be able to do it. The Chronosphere is down. BKB, however, is not. So you can't exactly fight into the Faceless Void as much as you want to. Curse Crown going to be there as well, but you're just delaying the inevitable now. They do have that Fortune's End the whole time. Every time the Curse Crown is there, and now they'll just move back. They drop down very low because of the stolen Firestorm, and they just back out. This is very good discipline from the side of WRG.
Honestly, clockwork from the side of White Rabbit Gaming, as the laning stage was actually kind of in OG Origin's favor, but the teamwork from WG just coming up ahead in this series so far. And now Grimstroke does get 2 bounty runes. It seems like, at least on the side of OG Origin, they did manage to pick up 2 of them. So they do get that at least. And WG, they are planning for their next move here. Seems like the Alchemist still has the Aegis of Immortality. Not for too much longer though. And he did buy up his first Aghanim
He's
Scepter.
probably
Let's
gonna
see who he
start
gives
off,
this to. Gives the Aghanim Scepter to the
he does
Faceless
give it to
Void.
The Faceless Void. Not too bad. Obviously, you decrease cooldown on the Chronosphere, and Chronosphere is going to be up in 20 seconds, so they'll definitely get
Bottom.
the fight. But they do have the bit of Malice going out onto the Bounty Hunter. There is, however, no ward that scouted him out. The bit of Malice. There was no dust being used either. Just a casual bit of Malice for if they walked up. Now the Pipe of Insight's going to be there. Precious Petunia. He doesn't use the Chemical Rage yet. Will pop it now in order to do the damage onto the tower. Jappa's also there. The Tornado hit and a miss. He's not going to pick up anyone, so not going to have a lot of follow-up. The Lotus Orb's going to be on the Alchemist as well. They will try and drain the mana. The left going out from both teams. Jappa, TXC is moving in. He does get the spin off, but the Chronosphere is there. It's going to lock them down both, and now they fall 1-2. The Chronosphere was stolen. It locks in all four of them, along with the Meteor, but it's not going to be enough. There is the buyback on the Juggernaut. They need to be able to get that Omni Slash off. He does use it, but there is going to be the BKB pop.
Just no damage.
The Faceless Void, the Tornado comes down as well, but they don't have enough damage to deal with this TXT. He wants to go on to this Faceless Void, the Faceless Void. He's not getting the stun off, does get the stun off now. Jabino dropping very low. Invoker is there as well. They do use the dust, but doesn't connect onto anyone. There's going to be Underlord, and you can't really deal. Chemical Rage is going to be up again. You fortify, but they're already pushing down this last barracks. That is going to be mega creeps, and now it's going to be one last fight. It seems Electric's going to be queued up. Precious Petunia, he does use that unstable concoction. Will go out onto this Invoker, who will fall down first. TXT, he has to start moving back. He will get the healing ward dropped down. Gamba is going to be
GG is called.
Them, but it's going to be good game called from B. There is no more buybacks on the rest of the team. And they will just move on to game number 2. A very good team fight set up here for WRG, and it turns out to work for them in the end with the Alchemist just farming. So definitely a good first game for them.
Hello. What's up, man?
So,
Good job, I think it worked pretty well. I shardcasted a little bit too long, but
yeah, that worked. I think that works. That works perfectly fine.
and now you take the first 20. Let's take a 10-minute break. Okay. Have you ever had a look at the graphs this game? Team XP and net worth. Yeah, after the laning stage, WOG just completely took control. And player net with the Alchemist was obviously very far ahead, but that Faceless Void was a close second. He was also extremely farmed. How many last hits did he have? $221. Yeah, that Alchemist game, but I almost feel like that Underlord, they work so well with that Underlord. Was White Rabbit game with the balance? Sorry for the audio problems in the first game. It should be fixed now. I made my mic softer. For anyone is wondering, we're just waiting for game 2. White Rabbit Gaming won the first game.
I think the teams want to play, hey?
Yeah. Origin at the first pick, right? Hello?
Yeah, they got the bounty hunter.
Okay, welcome to game
5
2 of
seconds
Aeon
remaining.
League.
Dire team.
Of the Aeon League Grand Finals.
Radiant team back.
Gaming picking up the Alchemist,
Dire team.
help them push to just across the line in order to get the victory. Face this void, having very beautiful Chronospheres being thrown out in order to catch two heroes, and then after that having the Chronosphere turned on him with the stolen Chronosphere from the Rubik. It was something beautiful to watch. The Deafening Blast along with the Meteor pushing them into the Chronosphere. I don't think we're going to see a lot of that anytime soon again, but it was definitely good play for them. A pretty straightforward ban again from the teams. The only difference, Omnius Esports deciding to go with the Grimstroke ban again, in game number 2. Grimstroke was not the hero that did a lot against them in that fight, I would say. The Inkswell meant a lot for when they wanted to get that. It was sort of like he was positioned perfectly in the pickoffs he wanted, but it is going to be the dreaded Shadow Demon picked up first for White Rabbit Gaming. I wanted to mention that this wasn't picked up in the previous game, so I want to see it this game. White Rabbit Gaming do obviously go for it first, so a hero that's being dreaded a lot in this meta. He does work really well with other heroes that do illusions as well, so like the Naga Siren as well as the Phantom Lancer. He can also do well with something like a Luna. As soon as Luna starts pushing towers or pushing objectives, he can create the two illusions and you start pushing objectives a lot faster. So a counter pick for them would have to be in the works, but it is going to be the Marcus and the Dark Willow, a very good combo being picked up here from Omnius Esports as well. So they definitely don't want to go with the Bounty Hunter again. And the Leshrac, White Rabbit Gaming going complete meta currently. Leshrac probably going to be the mid hero they pick up. And both these heroes are quite powerful, not just from the laning phase, but as well as scaling. And as long as Leshrac is sort of left alone, he does do a lot of damage. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Earthshaker ban comes up from White Rabbit Gaming, because the Tidehunter ban is there from Omnius, and we'll probably have to see a Kunkka being picked up for Omnius Esports, or maybe even the Dragonite. However, it has to be sort of something like the Dragonite. It could still be it could be the Outworld Devourer as well, but I'm expecting something. Omnius have to do something way different in this mid lane. They ban out the Alchemist again, and I think it's pretty safe to say that this Leshrac's going mid.
Yeah, I do think the Leshrac is going mid, and I don't think you really can counter the Shadow Demon. The only kind of counter there is long range disables to try and keep him out of it. But if the Shadow Demon plays well, we should always be able to get his egg off, and that's why it's such a scary pick.
But the Doom being picked up, White Rabbit Gaming. So Doom means going on the Mars, Dark Willow, or Sand King is perfect for them. All three of the going on the Sand King and Dark Willow means it's going on a target that's a bit more squishy. But the fact that you have a free Radiance and a free Hand of Midas practically in the beginning without the extra that burst of gold, Doom.
I would honestly say the main reason they picked Doom is just because it's pretty good against Mars and Sand King in lane. With that Infernal Blade.
Infernal Blade definitely, in terms of the laning stage, doing a lot of damage. He will obviously be going for the Devour first, but the Scorched Earth in the later stages means that Doom can go into two roles essentially for his team, right? He can do damage and he can do the tanky role as well, which is why Doom has been considered even an all-round hero. Not really going mid that much, but you know, he could still if he needed to. Arguing that it is a offlane or a core with the Leshrac, it must mean that it's a core, and it's going to be the Wraith King picked up from Omnius. Definitely the hero they needed, but you're still up against this Leshrac, and you have to. Is the Nyx banned? Yes, the Nyx Assassin is banned. Okay, so Wraith King definitely a good pickup from Omnius. I'm very confident in the safe lane they have now with the Dark Willow and the Wraith King. I probably would have wanted to see something like a PL maybe, but White Rabbit Gaming is gonna go. So do you mean really good for them, because this does look like Leshrac is going to be the position 4. You do have the split earth. You have the burst. You have a bit of burst damage. You have push potential with the Leshrac, but it just seems like Leshrac does shine a lot better in the mid lane than he does in the position 4. And Omnius Esports still need to have their sort of big tower push as well, and it is going to be the Leshrac mid. Okay, so they just pick up the Crystal Maiden. It would have been between the Crystal Maiden and probably the Earthshaker for them, but yeah, and then Omnius Esports gonna pick up the Arc Warden for themselves here, like that they sort of like to play actually.
I like that pick. It's a pretty decent Arc Warden.
It's definitely interesting for them. It does give them the ability to split push. It does give them the ability to farm up. It gives them the sort of a bit more better advantage in the laning phase from the mid lane versus what most other heroes would go up against. So
yeah, he's pretty strong.
I definitely think B should have probably gone with the Earthshaker though.
Yeah, B with the Earthshaker would have been pretty nice to see. But it seems like they're going old school here for the good old Juggernaut Crystal Maiden. The first combo pretty much everyone in Dota has learned.
That's because of the blade spin and the freeze. I mean, you have is ones, or at least squishy. Be able to pick off a Dark Willow, but not necessarily a Sand King that much, because he'll just Sandstorm.
And it seems like OG Origin goes for the early Smoke of the Seed play this game, and White Rabbit Gaming doesn't do it. So, a bit of a switch up this game, as it's completely reversed now.
They go for it, but they don't seem to get anything for it. Not even a ward being placed down. So interesting, not too questionable, but makes sense. Now the smoke is going to come down to top. Reaper is there. He does have that disruption. Is going to be able to get it out on the Sand King. Sand King, however, does have the burrow strike. The blade spin is going to be there. They do have the Crystal Nova, and that is going to be first blood. Gambino going to go down first. 4 heroes, 4 WRG top. Omnius, they have to back out now. Mars has to back out, but this does mean that they can contest the bottom ruin. Bramble Maze will probably be picked up here for the Dark Willow again. And Doom looking to move around. He does. Will he?
Ooh,
He doesn't
Jappa
actually
gets
get
out-clicked
the bounty.
there.
It was close.
And now Vox is gonna harass him as well. With the crown and the Wraith King stun.
They get the Cursed Crown. They're going to be able to do a lot of damage here onto him because they do still have that Spark Wraith. It is going to bring him down to just 50 life. So Doom has to use a salve. Reaper and Crystal Maiden, so it's going to be the Shadow Demon and Crystal Maiden up top. Can you imagine just dropping a Disruption, starting to spin, and then after that taking a Crystal Nova along with the Frostbite? It's pretty
Dude, it will
insane,
be so
especially
much
considering
damage.
Gambino is alone right now. Jappa
Dark
does go
Willow.
down. They do have the Wraith Blast, and then with that Wraith Fire Blast, so you're guaranteed to get the stun off, where with the Bramble Maze it was something a bit different. So Jappa still has the Devour. Crystal Maiden gonna make her way down bottom. Vox is there. So they'll just be trading some last hits and denies, which is currently in the favor of the Juggernaut 5 and 1, with the Wraith King short on his heels with the 5 and 0. 6 and 0 now as Wraith King jumps forward, but it is still only 1 minute, so both teams having 1 kill each. You'd have to argue that the experience difference was what gave White Rabbit Gaming a sort of a disadvantage with their pickoff, because it was split into 4 heroes, where Jappa going down in the bottom lane was just going into 2. But the Crystal Maiden is here now. They probably won't get a kill onto Doom again. They also don't have the Aeon Flux or that Sparkfire Wraith
TXT
order
in
to
the
give
bottom
them the
lane.
extra damage they
Pretty
need.
low.
So. He drops low. He probably should have.
Look at top
He
though.
should be taking
Mars.
up Vampiric Aura now.
Top.
Mars is dropping. Henry, there's going to be the disruption going to use. Henry is moving out. They got the Burrows Strike along with the Sandstorm, but they're not going to kill off this Juggernaut anytime soon because they don't have that burst damage. God's Rebuke is only on level 1 now, so it is 150% damage. Still. Shadow Demon has to get
Bottom
the
lane,
Shadow
Crown
Poison on
on
them.
CB.
It is going to do a lot, but again, if they don't have the follow-up with the Wraith Fire Blast, they're not going to be able to do a lot. This Wraith King also doesn't have enough health, so they're not going to be able to secure a kill in bottom with those 2 heroes on either side. I think it's the next kill would probably come down to mid or top.
But Wraith King actually dropping pretty low in the bottom lane. As it seems like they will get that
It will
kill.
go down. Even with the Cursed Crown being used on him, TXT, they do have only a level 1 in Crystal Nova. No Frostbite. TXT just probably overextending a bit. He needs to wait for his level 3 in order to get the Vampiric Aura on himself.
And it does
Making sure that
seem
he can making sure he can farm.
it does seem like in this middle lane, one of the few heroes that it does manage to win against Arc Warden is the Leshro. So really good pick from White Rabbit. Bottom lane, Jappa.
They do get the Ghost Crown. He is moving back. TXT, he's dropping low as well. They won't be able to get the kill onto Jappa. Bramble Maze was not committed. Crystal Nova now going to be used. TXT dropping low, but he will get the Wraith Fire Blast. Now we'll probably have to commit a Cursed Crown. Bramble Maze going to be able to use only the Shadow Realm form. B dropping very low. They do have the salve coming out on Wraith King. Jappa is going to get stunned up with the Cursed Crown. He does get the blast onto Dark Willow. Has to move back. Will be able to use the salve on the Infernal Blade now, taking a lot of damage. Infernal Blade going out again, and they will be able to get the crit off. B is there, but there's no mana for the stun for the Wraith Fire Blast. And now Dark Willow has to start moving out. You only have 1 charge on this magic wand.
Regeneration.
Yeah, this middle lane, I'm still just so surprised that this Leshrac is able to win against the Arc Warden mid. I just thought Arc Warden is one of those
It's still
unstoppable heroes mid.
It's still you get the split earth along with the lightning storm combo. Just does a lot for them. Down bottom, they are contesting ruins, but not a lot though. B had to move back, does have those boots up now. TXT, Inferno Blade gonna come out. They do have the Crystal Nova. Crystal Nova level 2 does a lot of damage along with that Inferno Blade onto TXT, and there's no more regen for him. Does finish up. He has the Vampiric Aura, but it's still
Top lane,
level
the
1. He
Sand
does
King.
have the 2 levels in Mortal Strike. Top lane. Sand King is dropping very low. Gambino is there. Wanted to get the Shadow Poisons off. He wants to get the Disruption, only using the Shadow Poisons. He doesn't have any detection, so
6
Gambino,
stacks.
they want to move. The God's Rebuke is there. The stun,
pop.
however, is there. There's going to be 6 stacks. That does give them the advantage. There's going to be the Disruption used now onto the Mars. Mars probably not going to be able to get out because only has 2 levels in the Spear and 1 level in the God's Rebuke. So that is going to be 2 and 4, 6 minutes into the game, going in the favor of White Shadow Gaming still. Infernal Blade up for Doom, Vox. TXT, they do get the Fire Blast off. Will look to get the Bramble Maze. However, the Bramble Maze does not catch, and the Curse Crown going to be used out onto Jappa now, and it's going to be a defensive one, so Vox has to move out. If they throw the Curse Crown first onto B and then the Bramble Maze, you're probably doing a lot better because B will then sort of try and move in a zigzag way, and you'll be able to
Middle
get the stun
lane.
off with the Curse Crown, but you still
never
don't have the damage. Middle lane. No. But Junior does use the Nova. He is pushing for this though. They do have that split earth going to be used, and he's going to fall down first, but it is going to be the creep actually stealing the kill.
And now top
Meanwhile,
lane
up
as
top,
well.
they do get the stun onto the Juggernaut, but he does get that healing ward, and they won't be able to chase any further than that. This healing ward is so insane. It heals for so much damage now. Disruption probably going to be used. They do get the Omni Slash onto the Mars. They will be jumping for 2, and they get this follow-up stun. The Disruption's going to be used as well. God's Rebuke's going to be there. They're going to get the kill onto Gambino. He's got nowhere to go. Does have a lot of stacks on the poison. Will look to use the Zandstorm, but the Sentry
Bottom.
Ward is there. But meanwhile, down bottom lane again, TXT dropping very low. Has to move back. He still has a stun. Vox going to be able to use the Curse Crown, but he is still taking a lot of damage from that Infernal Blade. Jappa just needs to get one more right click. Bit of jukes there, but he is still going to be able to get the kill. TXT tries
And
to
now in the
move
middle
back
lane as
but
well. 6 to 6 gets the
Middle
kill
lane
onto
again.
Precious Petunia.
Is under attack.
Petunia dropping very low this time, but not going to be able to trade with the Arc Warden. And now both teams taking a break. It's 8 minutes. You guys need to start bombing up. They try and get the stun actually onto this Crystal Maiden, but it's going to be the Sandstorm along with the Burst Strike used, but there's no detection from the Crystal Maiden. We'll probably look to get a few more Sentry Wards down bottom, but they are going to finish this Bracer first.
Top lane,
Up
banish
top,
onto
Disruption is going
Mars.
to be used. The TP is going to be there, and he is going to be able to get out. The Shadow Poison does have a lot of stacks, but he is, however, back to base, healing up. And Vox just going to be able to contest the lane with this Juggernaut. So it seems like both teams tried to get a few initiations there. But not going to be doing a lot. Doom going to be used down onto the Sand King bottom. He's so close to level 6. He is muted up. He's going to look to get behind the tower. Infernal Blade is going to be up for the Doom. Is able to get it off, but they will just look to get the deny on the Sand King. No, Gambino actually survives.
Look
Does
at middle
have
there.
3-1 charges, so Doom going to be expelled mid. It's going to be used. Unique is going to fall. And that is going to be the Leshrac
Is under attack.
getting the kill. Now going to be able to push the tower as well because Arc Warden is moving back. Arc Warden has to start finishing up those Boots of Travel as well in order to start split pushing. But this is what you have to love from the Wraith King. He is able to use the Mortal Strike skeletons to just push a wave. So once you start pushing close to his tower, he's just going to push back with an army of skeletons. TXT is there, BE is going to get the Crystal Nova, but Jappa just going to devour. Wants to get push the tower. 6 to 6 up top. They're bringing in Mars bottom. They are smoked up, but Mars isn't level 6. So the arena is not going to be there. Jappa is stunned up. There's no Cursed Crown. They will look to get the stun off the Pierce. It doesn't latch onto the tree, though. You're just too far away. Burrow Strike going to be used. They're going to commit the Sandstorm as well, but the Infernal Blade does cancel out the Sandstorm. And Petunia looking to pressure middle. They do get the both bounty runes for each side, so it's still okay. Meanwhile, Mars, you're dropping low again. They won't be able to get this Arena of Blood down. They get a lot of stacks from the Shadow Demon, but it is at the end going to be this Diabolic Edict that does secure the kill now. Bramble May is going to be used, Terrorize as well, but you have the AoE, the Pulse Nova is there, the Diabolic Edict is there, and that is going to be a dead Dark Willow. Gambia is still in the bottom lane. And they're bringing in the Mars again, but again, Mars should probably just be pushing a different lane, or pushing somewhere in the jungle, trying to get his level 6. Unless they commit all 5, he's not getting a pick off anytime soon. They do get the pin off. The God's Rebuke is going to be there. Leshrac, he does get the Burrow Strike as B uses the ult, so they will secure the kill onto the Leshrac. And now the level 6 is going to be used. The Arena of Blood.
And Mars just got his Arena of Blood in that fight, leveled as he was fighting there. But Leshrac does manage to buy the Yule Scepter before dying. And Arc Warden at the moment trying to... does do actually pretty well in the lane, considering he was supposed to lose that lane, but a couple of feeding kills from the Leshrac means that 6-6 actually leading at the moment in terms of net worth. It does seem like this Juggernaut is going pretty tanky build. He has the Bracer and the Wraith band, going for a lot of early game stats.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
He's doing a lot of damage onto TXT. Will he look to commit the Omni Slash? He does commit it. TXT dropping very low. Will look to get the Shadow Poison, but he bounces right after that to the creep. And
200-second cooldown on Reincarnation. That's a very huge cooldown. Some Red Kings don't even level it at level 1. And now, look at Reaper.
So Reaper is running back.
Oh, that ward though.
We'll see him. The spear was there. They want to get the Wraithfire blast off. Now the Dark Willow is going to come here as well. They do get it off. Disruption is going to be used. So the Cursed Crown is still going to stun him. And they do get the spear off. Committing 5 heroes to get this, but...
Wow. Maybe that's a tip for Reaper. But I don't know, maybe that was pretty good from Reaper, considering Reaper did use the Wraith King ultimate and then also got a very aggressive ward down, and they only get 190 gold for that. So I don't know, maybe that's worth it from the Shadow Demon. And they lost the
bottom tower, so
yeah, a lot of rotations. He was
definitely creating the space they needed. Now they will scout out this ward. Shadow Demon.
Tier 2 bottom for White Rabbit Gaming. It seems like this Juggernaut wants to move up into the top lane.
They can push insanely well with this Doom and Leshrac combo, right? Because they just need 2 from the Pulse Nova and top lane, dropping very low. Now the Doom's actually going to go out onto Mars. They will be spinning onto TXT. He doesn't have the cooldown for his ultimate and he will go down.
Oh, and that Shadow Demon kill from earlier coming through, showing that Reincarnation, getting it down at the start is very big. It's almost as big as getting down in ages.
Yeah, now if you're Shadow Demon, if you're Reaper, you definitely brush your shoulder off, say that death was definitely worth it.
And I don't think they would have gotten the kill without that aggressive ward as well. Seems like White Rabbit Gaming does want to push this tier 2 top as well, pressuring every lane at the moment. This is the second tier 2, 14 minutes into the game.
They start with the spin. They don't have the Doom to commit, so they will just cancel the TP as well. The tower will fall. Bramble Maze is going to be there. Curse Crown. The spear doesn't connect from this Mars, but the Curse Crown does. The God's Rebuke is going to be there. Not going to be able to do a lot of damage. They just need a chip, but they need to start getting their own objectives, which is what Gambino is trying to do. He needs to get his Blink Dagger up as well. But moving in was White Rabbit Gaming.
And even the Orc Warden seeing
Juggernaut
in
is
there.
there.
And I just want to point out how insane that was from Jappa. He dodged a Bramble Maze and a spear at the same time. That was some Matrix level stuff there.
Dyer's
I'd
middle
like to see the replay of that.
Yeah, should probably just call himself Neo from now on. So Gambino gonna run into Jappa, just uses the Sandstorm top lane. Doing a lot of damage onto TXT again. 12-second cooldown still for the Wraith King, so he will just fall down. That's 2 heroes. He probably just shouldn't be fighting when he's alone like that, but I'm assuming that White Rabbit Gaming caught him a bit off guard. And there's no one there to back him up. You should probably just be sticking with your support, with your carries, if you're the supports.
Now White Rabbit Gaming is just pressuring.
Curse Crown going to be used in mid. And the Arena of Blood used, but it doesn't hook anyone. Just a 5-man tip gonna go out onto this Mars. That's definitely not what you want to see with the Arena of Blood. Wanting to catch out of these two heroes, but not gonna be able to now.
Without even having an Aegis or anything,
They have to.
They decide with that Arena of Blood, okay, not quite aggressing as much, but that would have been a pretty big power move from WOG, telling them, hey, it's 60 minutes into the game, we're going for tier 3 so long. Can you stop us?
It's definitely with the fact that the Arc Warden was still there and the Wraith King was up, and you know that Reincarnation is up this time. It has to be. So that's probably the argument they had, that they don't want to fight this 6 versus however the Arena of Blood was down. You still don't want to fight into the Wraith King and the Sand King with the Arc Warden to back up there as well. So they were just going, let's back up a bit, let's get a few more items up. And we start pushing again. We have all the tier 2 towers now.
Seems like Precious Petunia wants to play aggressive here somewhere in the middle lane. He does find out Gambino.
He does have that Invis ward, but Gambino should be able to see him now.
Yeah.
As he will pop the Sandstorm.
Gambino actually baiting a little bit here, but Precious Petunia knows as the range creep does attack him.
They understand that that A ward is there, and they'll probably just look to get a smoke up next. And yeah, okay, the smoke is up on the Shadow Demon, so look to get the smoke up. We'll probably look to get the pick off onto Gambino again, because if you can get the Sand King, you're doing a lot for your team.
TXT team is in as well as the Arc Warden. Bottom shrine. B
they will be doing a lot of damage. B does fall down first. Petunia does TP out. Disruption going to be used onto Reaper, but he will fall next. There's going to be just the 2 supports picked up, but you say just the 2 supports. It's still a very big swing for them.
Yeah, it is a very big swing.
297 gold, but it is going to be the 400 XP on the Arc Warden and the
Juggernaut
Wraith King
almost
that
falling
makes a bit
to
of difference for them.
the image here in the middle lane, forced to use the Omni Slash on the image from the Arc Warden. So a bit of a silver lining for OG Origin there.
Definitely knowing that the side of WRG probably won't be pushing too much is a lot for them. The Spark Wraith actually does a lot of damage, especially on level 4. So this Juggernaut, learning that the hard way.
Yeah.
They do have the armlet on the Wraith King as well. The stun is going to be there, but he knows he's just going to spin out and TP.
Middle lane, it seems like both teams want to contest this Roche area.
People are trying to latch onto anything right now with this Shadow. They do get the stun, but it is just onto an
ultimate
illusion.
used on an illusion.
Again, this I mean, you could still contest Roshan, but the Wraith King's not there. Wraith King's too far away. Taking way too much damage.
Oh, now the
He should be throwing it out now. It does connect, but there is going to be the spin on the Juggernaut. Will be able to claim the second city immortal, or does he? Yes, he does, just in time. But the Radiant do kill the Roshan, so you do get the 300 gold for your teammates, but you will die for it. And the Aegis of the Immortal is still going out onto the Juggernaut. The Omni Slash still down for 45 seconds. But they will still look to push this middle tower.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Mars not exactly being Neo there, as he doesn't dodge anything, and also uses his ultimate quite badly. And now WG pressuring the mid tier 3. 20 minutes into the game, they think they can take this tier 3, and it seems like OG Origin really want to contest this, but how? How do they contest this without the Sand King? They'll probably just have to wait for the respawn.
They also don't have the Arena of Blood. They don't have the Tempest double. They need to wait for cooldowns. The Wraith King, you're not going to be able to get your ult off. You're dropping very low. He will fall down. However, they do get this epicenter. They get a big Arena of Blood now, but there's no spear to follow up. Bramble Mace is going to be used. There's going to be the Bedlam, but they're still not able to do enough damages. But all the damage goes out onto the Leshrac, but they aren't able to get the kill. There's going to be the Illusion taken out, as well as the original Arc Warden, but they will still lose.
That's a buyback from the Arc Warden, really wanting to be aggressive here, but they just don't do the damage. That couldn't have been better for the side of OG Origin. They got a massive Arena of Blood off, like you said, but they didn't do anything. As well as the epicenter did land onto quite a few. Seems like OG Origin are going to lose this bottom racks as well, as WG just relentless in their aggression. Spear from Mars, just trying to keep them back a little bit. It's just not enough. That's 6 to 6.
They needed the Wraith King to be alive.
Yeah, they definitely needed that Wraith King reincarnation. Didn't have the mana for it. Did someone drain the mana, or was he just low mana?
Yeah, the Juggernaut has the Diffusal Blade, so he's probably looking to get the Manta Style next, in which case that Wraith King just needs to get Agnum Scepter or something so that he can't die. You have the Boots of Travel from the Arc Warden, which is probably going to be the best thing for your team right now. You have to be able to create the space in order to for your Wraith King to start farming up, but you do need the Sand King to start getting good items as well. He will look to get the Veil of Discord, but they're not building something like the Pipe of Insight for the Leshrac, which is probably something they should have considered before the Vlads on Mars. But Mars was the one that did get
top lane unique, huge Arena of Blood onto 2 heroes now. This could be what OG Origin needs. The Terrorize does come through onto 2 as well. Doom has to run back for now, as he is terrorized. Juggernaut really wants to get his Aegis of Immortality down now, as he's playing super aggressively. The side of WG are dropping pretty low, but Origin's even lower, as they're gonna get the Arc Warden kill as well here. BEE, the Crystal Maiden double kill. Now TXT with that Wraith King again doesn't have his ultimate here, and I could be wrong, but this could be GG for the side of WG. Not exactly sure what. WG are going to try and do as much as they can while this Arc Warden is down for another 60 seconds, as well as the Wraith King and the Sand King. And another tip from B.
Omnius needed to focus the same targets there, right? Because they were focusing the Leshrac and they were doing a pretty good job at it, and then all of a sudden they start getting split off with the Sand King having to jump in the back line to get a stun on the 2 supports, and then after that the disruption came out to just save the Leshrac, and it seems like that little bit of communication would help them a lot.
Full mega creeps by WRG. This is looking like a 2-0. 23 minutes into the game. Full megas.
Yeah, like Arc Warden could still split push, but not with being down for 10 seconds. So I think it came down to just the smaller details of communication and execution from Omnius Esports, but definitely well played from both these teams, showing that they want to fight and they're good at doing what they are currently doing, which is playing a damn good game of Dota.
Yeah, both teams really showing their powers at the moment.
They do get the
middle lane, Arena of Blood onto 3 heroes now, and Juggernaut does spin in as well. It does have the Omni Slash. Maybe this will triple kill for B on the Crystal Maiden with with that freezing field, let it go, as it is White Rabbit Gaming to win Aeon League 2019 and Origin Esport runner-up. Very well played from both teams, showing that they do deserve to be here. And it's a 2-0 victory for the side of White Rabbit Gaming.